In this video, I'm going to show you how to annihilate or eliminate all the fear in your life. Now you're like, Nick, that's impossible. Well, what we're going to do inside this video is I'm going to break down exactly what fear is inside the brain, where does it come from, and how we can leverage it. Because the truth is, whether you're super successful, whether you're Oprah, whether you're Conor McGregor, whoever it is, they all have fear, but they know how to leverage it in a specific way. So inside of this video, we're going to educate you on what fear is and how you can eliminate in your life. Where would you be if you didn't let fears get in the way? Who would you be pursuing? What kind of skills would you have? Would you be building a business? Would you be going out with a specific guy or girl? Like, where would you be if you didn't let fear get in the way? So, starting off with that, let me educate you on what is fear and where does it come from. Because the truth is, fear is not going to go away. It's never going to go away. You just need to learn how to dance with it. You just need to know how to leverage it. So, where does fear come from? Well, our brain is thousands of years old, and our brain is the survival brain. And our brain's sole job, its only job, but its sole job back in the day when we were cavemen, was to keep you alive from the saber-tooth tiger coming to kill you and your family, right? It's like, I gotta protect my tribe, I gotta find food, I gotta survive, and that's all the brain was focusing on. Well, the truth is, if you're watching this video on YouTube right now, the chances that you have saber-toothed tigers trying to kill you and your family is very, very slim. If you do, drop it in the comment. I'd love to know where you're tuning in from, right? But the truth is, you probably don't have saber-toothed tigers coming to kill you and your family. So now that the brain has evolved and we've evolved as a species, there are different types of fears. And I'll jot down, I'll give you some of the most common fears that get in people's way and stop them from living their 2.0 version of themselves. We have my favorite one. Actually, people would rather die than do this, is fear of public speaking. Did you know that? Like, they did a study on the street that people would rather die than go in front of people and speak, right? So fear of public speaking, you have fear of failure, you have fear of success, you have fear of rejection, you have fear of intimacy, fear of love, all these different fears. And before we even move on, if you want to drop in the comments below, which fear, after I said that list of fears, which one pokes out at you? Which one really handicaps you or cripples you, right? So we have all these different fears. And now in 2023, you must understand that there are external threats all around you. And everything is designed to keep you in fear. The news is designed to put you in a fearful state. Politics is designed to keep you in a fearful state. All the negativity in your family and your friends, all of this is designed to keep you in a fearful state. And when you're in a fearful state, you don't take action. When you're in a fearful state, you're handicapped. When you're in a fearful state, you're crippled. So how do we overcome fear, and why do we even have this? Well, fear lets you know that change is about to happen. Fear lets you know that there's something good going to happen or bad going to happen. But the truth is, there's a time and a place where fear is a friend, and there's time and a place where fear is a foe. So I'll give you an example. If you're a woman and it's 10 p.m. at night, and you're leaving a place and you're walking in a parking garage trying to find your car and your head is on a swivel and you're a little bit scared, is fear good then? Absolutely. It's an indicator in the body that I better have my head on a swivel and make sure I watch my back so no one tries to come up and rob me or do something terrible to me. Right? The same thing for men or women. If you're in a sketchy neighborhood and you're walking through a sketchy area and your head's on a swivel, you feel that sense of fear. That's a good sign that you should probably look around for your surroundings because your brain wants to keep you alive. And so there's a time and a place where fear is a friend, and there's a time and a place where fear is a foe. So when is fear a foe? Well, fear is a foe when fear is stopping you from going up to that guy or girl that you could potentially date. Fear is a foe when it's potentially stopping you from public speaking and sharing your testimony because there's people that need your story, and every time you don't share your story, someone's suffering. Fear is a foe that when it stops you from signing up for an inner circle or signing up for a mastermind or signing up for a coaching group that can change the quality of your life. Fear comes into play in all different areas, but there's a time and a place where it's a friend, and there's a time and a place where it's a foe. Now, why does fear come up though? Why does fear come up often? Well, when you look at the brain, and neuroscience shows that the brain wants what's known, the brain wants what's comfortable, and the brain wants what's certain. And so your brain doesn't want to go out of it autopilot. Studies actually show by the age of 35, you are 95% unconscious. And what that means is your actions, your words, your emotions, your triggers, the way that you show up in the world, your routines is typically on autopilot. And so your brain doesn't want to go off the autopilot. Your brain doesn't want to go after or away from the path that it's made years after years after years. And so how does this show up? Well, you may try to go change your life. You may get really fired up about going to the gym and you get this gym membership, and then next thing you know, your brain tells you, quit the gym. Who are you to think that you can lose weight? Your whole family's obese. Or you may get really fired up about building a business or trying out this new idea or becoming a speaker, whatever it is, and then all of a sudden your brain goes, no one's going to listen to you. You have nothing to give. Sit down and shut up. Right? Or you may get really fired up and you're about to ask this guy or this girl out, you're about to DM them, you're about to call them, and all of a sudden your brain goes, you're ugly, you're stupid, no one's gonna like you, that girl doesn't like you, or that guy will never date you, you're not even good enough. And the little voice in your head talks you out of stepping into something that can change the quality of your life. Now, I'm going to eliminate fear altogether for you, because the truth is, the real definition of fear is caution over a real and present danger. Now let that sink in, and I'm going to elaborate. But if fear is caution over a real and present danger, is your fear of public speaking real? Is your fear of success real? Is your fear of rejection real? Is your fear of failure real? Or is it all made up in your head? Because the truth is, if fear is caution over a real and present danger, the fear of public speaking, if you go speak on the stage, your arm ain't going to fall off. You ain't going to look like me. Someone's not going to shoot you. Or fear of going up to that guy or girl, is that real? Like if you go up to that guy or girl and you actually ask them out, are you going to die? No. But that's the sensation that you feel in the body and you feel in the mind that stops you from doing the thing that you want to do. And so understand, if that fear is caution over real and present danger, then anything that's not going to kill you is fake fear. And anything that could potentially kill you is real fear. But that also means that when you have fear of public speaking, you have fear of failure, you have fear of success, you have fear of building that business, what we're actually doing is we're giving energy towards undesirable outcomes. If there's anything that I can give you inside of this channel and inside of this video, even if it's just this one thing, is if you want to have a great life, you have to be delusionally optimistic, meaning that you have to give energy to only desirable outcomes. Oftentimes, humans that aren't wealthy, humans that aren't doing much in life, they're always focused on the worst case scenario. What if it goes wrong? What if they reject me? What if the business fails? What if I can't make the money? What if they don't like me? What if I'm not loved? They're always focused on what's going to go wrong or what could potentially go wrong, and usually it's the worst case scenario. Now the truth is, how many of you know someone in your life who always communicates and always talks out loud about the worst case scenario? Oh, this can happen. Oh, that can happen. Play it safe. You might die. Is that person really doing anything in their life? Are you really doing anything in your life if you're always focused on an undesirable outcome? And so one of the greatest superpowers that you can have to eliminate or annihilate fear is only give energy towards desirable outcomes. What if you were the person in your bloodline or in your family that instead of walking around saying it's not going to work, what if you were the one that said, why not me? Why not me? Or what if this is going to be the greatest year of my life? What if this is going to be the best day of my life? What if I could be a massive blessing in this room? What if me going up to that guy or girl is going to cultivate me into the man or woman I want to become? What if you thought like that? Especially me, as a man with no legs of an arm, if I walked around or hopped around always focusing on undesirable outcomes, I would not be living this life. I would not be impacting people. I wouldn't have the money. I wouldn't have the happiness. I wouldn't have the fulfillment. And so ask yourself as you move forward after this video, am I operating out of faith or am I operating out of fear? Because I can assume, my hallucination is that 98% of humans are always operating out of fear. What if it fails? What if it doesn't work? What if I die? What if it crashes? What if I lose? Versus, what if I win? What if I make it? What if I'm the one in the bloodline? What if she likes me? What if he likes me? What if they actually like what I'm saying in this video? You see, I'll end with a great example. It's people oftentimes they say, oh, I have writer's block. No, you don't have writer's block. You're just projecting the worst case scenario that once you finish your book, no one's going to buy it. But if I told you, hey, you there in the video watching this right now, if you write a book, thousands of people are going to read that book, they're going to buy it, and their life's going to change. How fast are you going to write that book? You're going to write it pretty damn fast because you're projecting and you're expecting the best case possible. And even if the best case scenario doesn't happen, you're going to be a lot further ahead versus you always predicting that it's going to fail, it's going to die, it's going to burn down, and it's never going to make it. And so only give energy to undesirable outcomes. And all the things that you may be afraid of, that aren't going to kill you. It's just fake fear stopping you from stepping into the 2.0 version of yourself. You must override that little voice. Go talk to the girl. Go talk to the guy. Go write the book. Go make the video. Go start the business. Go try to sell that course. Whatever it is. And if it doesn't go the way that you want it to go, my mentor always told me, he said, Nick, everything in life is either working on you or working for you. But it's always working. Be the one in the bloodline. Be the one in the family. Be the one in the group. Be the one in the business that is delusionally optimistic, that gives energy to only desirable outcomes, the things that you want to happen. Because there are too many damn people with all their arms and all their legs that are always focused and trying to create the worst case scenario, and that's what their life looks like. The most successful people in the world give energy towards desirable outcomes, and they operate out of faith that it's going to work eventually, not the fear that it's going to crash, it's going to burn, and we're all going to die. But the choice is yours. Take your damn power back and understand that you have the choice. Am I going to operate out of faith, or am I going to operate out of fear? The choice is yours, but you get what you focus on and you get what you choose. But that's the great part about this human experience, is you're in charge. And once you realize you're in charge, your life starts to change. So, eliminate fear. Drop in the comments right now, what is something that you've been afraid to do that you know ain't going to kill you, that you're going to go commit to and you're going to go do it? Drop it now, because your life changes in a moment of decision and when you commit. And what better way to commit is in front of a whole bunch of people on YouTube, right? So what is one thing you're going to do right now that you've been afraid to do that's not going to kill you, that you're going to do, and you're going to override it, and you're going to become a greater version of self? I'd love to see what you're going to do, whether it's fear of public speaking, fear of asking that guy or girl out, fear of starting that business, fear of creating those videos, whatever it is, do it. And adopt the belief that what if every single time that I experience fear, or I feel the emotion of fear, that this is an indicator for my creator that I'm moving in the right direction, and I have the opportunity to either step up or have the opportunity to step down and go back into my old programming. The choice is yours. Break out of the matrix. We'll see what you got. Click the like, click the bell, whatever you got, because every single week we're dropping fire just like this. But please, don't let a man with no legs of an arm outwork you and eliminate fear. If I can do it, you can do it. Go do something that scares you, because the truth is you're going to go do it, and then you're going to turn around and go, wow, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. And your life will start to change. Operate out of faith and not fear. I'm babbling. Please cut me off. Send in love, guys. See you next week.